Well, hello there, Sagittarius. It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. If it's your first time on the channel, welcome. We're so glad you joined us. So today we are doing your weekly tarot for the week of October 17th through the 23rd. So we'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider like, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. All right, now, Sag, we have a big week coming up because we actually have a solar eclipse and also the new moon in Scorpio on the 25th. So although that's not in this window, those energies, we will already start to feel those energies towards the end of this week. So we'll keep that in mind to see what is coming up. But the Scorpio energy is all about transformations, you know, really going deep emotionally, trying to figure out what it is that we want, and then having that passion to make those changes that we want to make to bring in what it is that we want. And let's get started with yours, because you have bee spirit, sweet results away. It's almost as if, and you're seeing some pattern. You're seeing some pattern in your life, and you're understanding, okay, I want, you know, with that Scorpio energy, I want to transform. I want to change this pattern because I can tell if I change this pattern, I'm going to get the results that I want. And so, you know, sometimes when, sometimes it's hard to make a change because we're never sure if we're going to get the outcome that we really and truly want. Right? So it's kind of like, if you decide you're going to give up bread in order to try to lose 5 pounds or something, right? You're kind of like, well, okay, am I positive I'm going to lose 5 pounds? Because, I really like bread. So, will it really happen if I break the pattern of eating bread at every meal? It's almost as if you realize you're in this position. You can smell the sweetness of these results already in the air, and you're kind of like, okay, I'm ready to make this change, whatever it is. It's kind of like, because I'm so close. I know if I just put this a little bit more of effort into either breaking a bad habit or a habit of behavior or a habit of thinking, if I break this cycle, then I am going to get the results. And it's almost like, well, then why wouldn't I, right? It's like lovely. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is, okay. So we have deception. It's about letting go of even deceiving yourself from what it is that you truly want. Oh my gosh. So it's kind of that energy, Sag, of understanding that the pattern that you need to break is this energy of almost getting to the finish line and then quitting for some reason. It's almost as if you have a sense of failure to succeed, okay? It's the energy of deceiving yourself, of taking that last extra step in order to bring in what it is that you want, right? Because with the new beginnings, it means you're going to accomplish what you want in this cycle so you can go on to the next cycle. Really interesting energy of, okay, let's go back to the diet. I'm speaking for myself, okay? So many times I'll say, oh, I want to lose 5 pounds or whatever, right? And it's kind of like, I can lose, like, say, 3.5 pounds, 4 pounds. And then it's kind of like, well, that's good enough. And I quit before I actually meet my goal. It's kind of like, well, 4 is close enough. I'll go back to eating bread, right? It's almost as if in the past, you could have done the same thing. It's kind of like you didn't take that last bit of effort, that last push at the very end to finish it the way that you wanted to finish it. So you're kind of like have this habit of not feeling completely satisfied. So you put a lot of time and effort, right, into trying to accomplish something. You get almost to the finish line, and then you go, perhaps, if you're resonating, well, that's good enough. And it's kind of like, No, Sag, the cycle that you're ending, you want to complete it out because there's something new coming in and the results are really amazing. So it's worth this last extra push. You know, and I'm not saying it like you have to be perfect, okay? It's in this one situation where it's almost as if you are going to get so much more rewards if you go just that extra little bit and finish this energy out. Yeah, because it's been a long trek. Okay, so we have the Hermit card. Yeah, look at Death card. The Scorpio energy that we have on the 25th is coming into play here. It's understanding that you do have to go within and take a look at, okay, if I'm at 8 of Cups, I'm wanting to move to 9 of Cups and wanting to go to 10 of Cups. Am I going to just be satisfied to stay at 8 of Cups? Or am I going to push myself a little bit further, go deeper, dig harder, right? And it's not that you have to work harder. It's really about what can I do, especially with the Scorpio energy. It forces us to go deep into our emotions. How about if I dig a little bit deeper and do a little bit more healing on a deeper level? Can I then, okay, come away from this in a sense of true satisfaction? Because you have here behind a mask and the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is the Wounded Warrior card. You've been working on this so long, but you have 9 wands. There's only one more wand. So Sag, it's kind of like, are you really going to, it's almost as if you're pretending or telling yourself that you've put in enough work and so this is good enough. Okay, I'm going to give you another scenario. I love to decorate, but I can have a little bit of an energy of shortchanging it right at the very end. So instead of making sure that everything is painted, right, I might not paint the trim or something behind the couch because it's kind of like, well, then I'd have to pull out the couch and that, you know, that takes some energy. And then, well, then, you know, I have to, you know, get down on the floor and paint there. And like nobody's going to see behind the couch anyway. So why does it matter? Right? I can have a little bit of that in me, you know, where it's kind of like, it's good enough. Nobody's going to see behind the couch. Here's the thing. I know the trim behind the couch isn't painted. So when I walk into the room, there's a little bit of this energy of saying to myself, right, well, Mary Sue, you shortchanged yourself. You didn't really finish the room because you didn't paint the trim behind the couch. Now, everything else is done, but not behind the couch, right? So I almost have this sense, and I am going to go paint that trim after this video. There is this sense, I'm really kind of psychoanalyzing myself, right? That I don't feel completely satisfied. Like I've gotten the results that I wanted out of that room because I shortchanged it at the end. Right? So it's about looking at something that you're trying to bring in, and you may be saying, you know, I mean, when I decorate, I put a lot of time and energy into it. So I can get it. I get it here, right? You've been working really, really hard. You're tired. Maybe you have company coming, right? That's what usually happens to me. I have somebody coming and then it's kind of like, well, they're not going to see behind the couch anyway. We'll skip that. Sometimes I say, I'll come back to it later, but then I don't. And it's about understanding that what you're doing is you're really hiding your own light by doing this, by not just finishing it out, whatever this is, because here's your obstacle. This is what you're overcoming this week or over the next couple of weeks. You have the Page of Swords and you have great gratitude. You know, it's the energy of really speaking your truth about how you feel when you don't break this pattern, right? When you honestly are kind of deceiving yourself. You can't, oh my goodness, look at this. Okay, so these are the different projects I have going on in my house, right? I'm going to go back to this because it's really resonating with me. So the trim behind the couch isn't painted. Guess what else? The trim behind, perhaps even the whole wall behind the bed isn't painted either, right? It's kind of, those are big pieces of furniture, right? So it's kind of like, yeah, nobody's really going to see back there, so it doesn't matter. But now my energy is scattered, okay? It's fragmented because in my mind somewhere, I know that the paint behind the couch and the paint behind the bed are not completely finished. So I can't put all of my time and energy into this new project because I still haven't finished this out. It's almost as if you are fragmenting your energy, okay, by having that. You're deceiving yourself from the satisfaction, the joy of closing out a cycle and then starting a new cycle. So I honestly, look, you have Page of Pentacles. Something new wants to come in. It's almost like the universe is saying, you don't get this new pentacle. You don't get this new option. You don't get this new, job, new romance, new whatever, right? You can't start a new project until you get into the energy of closing out the past ones. For some of you, if it's romance, right? You may not have actually told that person that it's over. Maybe, you just don't call them, or, I'm not saying you ghost them, but maybe, you kind of like put them on the back burner, right? And you may have a couple of those. Well, you can't step in. This door is not going to open for you until you close these energies out. Wow. It's, Page of Pentacles. So you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. You have something coming in really big. Okay, so it's kind of like you want to do this. Yeah. So there is a sense of healing it. Healing your ability to go all the way to the Ten of Wands, to go ahead and paint behind the couch, right? And I do feel like for some of you, it is about love, or at least something that you really and truly want in your heart. There's something coming in here, but the first thing you have to do is heal this energy of not completely closing out, right? Because you have the Nine of Wands, and it's almost like you're quitting before you get to the Ten of Wands and complete that last step. So you have the Ace coming in here. An ability, we have the Ace of Wands and the Five of Wands. It's the mental anguish. It's kind of like this energy that's up in your head, even though it's wands. It's fragmenting your energy. It's understanding, okay, if I put effort into that one more wand, then I'll have Six of Wands, and Six of Wands is victory, right? So it's kind of like, all I have to do is finish that one last step. And then I feel like you get determined, you have the perseverance, you get inspired. You're like, yeah, I just have to do this one last thing. And then I can really say it's done, right? And have the true satisfaction of completing the job well done. And once again, I'm not saying we have to be perfect. It's kind of like this is a good opportunity for you to really step into. I feel like it's giving you your courage, your inspiration, motivation to go on to the next new project, to have something new come in and then say, yes, I can finish things out. I just proved to myself I can finish things. So I'm ready for a new project. Yeah, because right now, you're kind of playing it safe. It's about taking action on that. If you continue not painting behind the big furniture, right? Okay, you're kind of staying safe, because you're fragmenting your energy by doing this. So it's keeping you in this safe place. It's about taking action and saying, no, I want to bring in new opportunities. I want to not be stuck in the Eight of Cups. I want to go for the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups. It's almost like you're getting your mojo back, right? So it's a lovely energy. You've worked hard to get to this spot. Oh my gosh, you're not going to believe what came up. Six of Wands. Yeah. And then you step into this whole new world. Look, you have the Six of Wands. Remember? I said, you do that last step. That's the Ace of Wands. 5 + 1 = 6. And here you are. You get the victory. And when you get the victory, you're going forward into the world with more love for yourself, more love for the whole universe. It's kind of like, I'm feeling good. When we finish something and feel good about it, we feel good about ourselves. And then we feel good about every everything else that's in our world. So it's kind of like, finish it out. It's going to make you love yourself even more. It's just going to put you in a loving energy. And then look, you have the World card. You step into this whole new energy. You have the Fool card, more balance. And then you have the Star. So it's kind of like it puts you into this whole new path by just adding that one last step, finishing it out in a really, really good way. And then, you know, I honestly feel like one of the things we don't do is really celebrate when we push ourselves like this. And I don't think it's going to take too much for you to do this, but you are having to kind of dig deep in order to do this. Because you're tired, right? You have the Nine of Wands. You're kind of tired of this project, or tired of this relationship, or tired of whatever. It's kind of like, okay, you get to leave this because you're at the 10. You get to drop the burden of whatever this is. You just have to close it out in a really good sense and with a loving sense, because there is something new coming on your path. All right, so let's check out your Soul Truth card. And Sag, I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. And I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, am I ready to let go of this buried shame? Okay, yeah, because I'm feeling a little bit of shame right now, knowing that I've just admitted to the YouTube world that I haven't painted behind my big pieces of furniture, right? So when we don't finish things like that, there is a little bit of buried shame. You know, we don't necessarily put it out to the world that we didn't paint behind the big furniture, but there is a sense of shame there. The feeling of shame is the lowest energy frequency there is. When you live in shame, you live in darkness. What part of you is ready to stand in the light? Is there any shame from a past experience that is ready to be healed? Yeah, and I feel as if it's not necessarily that you're going to have shame in this situation. You're breaking that energy of having shame because you maybe don't close out a relationship, or close out a job, or close out a project all the way. You don't see it to the end. And the end is really where we say goodbye in a loving way, right? Or we complete it and feel really good about it. It's that last step that is just so important to kind of like tie up the energies in that cycle and really help us, you know, to close those doors and to step into the new energy, because you have a new beginning. So, all right, well, I will leave it there. I do appreciate all of your support through liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I hope to see you again really soon. Much love and light to you. Bye for now.